What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to give you guys my post-game thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons victory over the Green Bay Packers. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. And if you would like to donate to my Cash App, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as you guys know, the Falcons did start off 2-0 yesterday with their victory over the Green Bay Packers. I do believe this was a huge win for our Atlanta Falcons. As far as it goes to the playoff standings, right now the Falcons are in first place in the NFC South because we did beat the Carolina Panthers in week 1. And this was a huge win for our Atlanta Falcons because now this gives us the tiebreaker over the Green Bay Packers if it comes down to a wild card position for the playoffs. As you guys know, normally we do a post-game show on the Heavy Hitters Live channel after the game. I wasn't able to join because my son, actually, it was his birthday yesterday, my oldest son, EJ. So happy birthday again to my son. You guys show him some love in the comment section. But yesterday was his birthday, so I wasn't able to join the live show. So I do want to give you guys my quick post-game thoughts on this game. So as I mentioned, the Falcons did win this game by a score of 25-24. I was really impressed with this Atlanta Falcons team. They showed great resilience in this game. As you guys know, we did get off to a slow start on offense again and on the defensive side of the ball, but mainly on the offensive side of the ball. We did come out passing the ball, and the big thing that stood out to me early on in the game was our offensive line struggled to pass protect. I mentioned prior to this game that the Green Bay Packers have a really good front seven, and they were pressuring Desmond Ridder. Our offensive line was not doing a good job of giving Desmond Ridder time to survey the field. And we did see Desmond Ridder throw his first interception in the NFL in this game. He actually was hit. His arm was hit on the play when he tried to throw the ball down the field, and the ball fluttered up in the air and was intercepted. But I love the way that Desmond Ridder kept his composure in this game. As you guys know, as a quarterback, you have to have amnesia. You have to be able to move on to the next play. And I think one of the biggest attributes to Desmond Ridder's game is he's a quarterback that never, gets frazzled. He wasn't fazed by the interception that he threw. And Bijan Robinson talked about it at the end of the game during his post-game press conference that Desmond Ridder was still super confident on the sideline. He wasn't wavered by throwing that interception. And Bijan Robinson basically stated that the team fed off of Desmond Ridder's energy in this game. So Desmond Ridder did show me something in this game, especially with us using his legs in this game. I really think that Arthur Smith did a great job of making adjustments in this game. And one of the adjustments that he made, because the Green Bay Packers was being very aggressive in bringing pressure, he started calling RPO plays where Desmond Ridder was able to use his legs. And also Desmond Ridder stopped forcing it down the field, and he actually used his legs in this game to gain first downs. And when we needed a big play, Desmond Ridder was one of those guys that made the plays that needed to be made to win this game. One of the X factors in this game, I believe, was Bijan Robinson. He showed us in this game, and he showed us ever since he stepped foot on this Falcons campus that he's one of the better running backs in this league. He's a special talent. I think his vision and his elusiveness and his speed, those are the three things that stand out to me about Bijan Robinson. Is he's one of those guys that's very versatile. And in this game, they did everything in their power to get him the ball because he was definitely the difference maker in this game. Both Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson, and Desmond Ridder, they combined for about 211 yards rushing in this game, which was huge in us being able to win this game. And for this Falcons team to come back in this game, I really think that this would have been a game last season that we would have lost. As you guys know, we lost a lot of one-possession games last season. But in this game, it shows the depth on this team, the veteran guys that we brought in, the Jesse Bates, the Calais Campbells of the world. We're starting to see those veterans, pay dividends late in games. We heard Calais Campbell talk about it when he signed with the Atlanta Falcons, that he thought this team was a couple wins away from being in the playoffs, and he figured that he could be one of those difference makers for this team. And it seems like Calais Campbell was right. In this game, the game was right there for the taking. We were down by, I believe, 12 points in the fourth quarter, and we rallied back. The defense did a good job of playing complimentary football, getting off the field with 3-and-out stops. And the offense, once we got our running game going, which is the blueprint for this team, once we got Bijan Robinson going, Tyler Algier, and that running game going, it really opened up the pass in this game for us. Mac Hollins had some big catches in this game. Drake London, I think Arthur Smith did a good job of getting him involved early on in the game. And we seen this team look a little bit more complete than we did in that first game as far as on the offensive side of the ball. We seen more balance between the run and the pass. And I was really, really impressed with the way that this game turned out. But us winning this game and being able to come back in the fourth quarter, when we know over the last couple seasons, closing out games has been our Achilles heel, I think this is only going to give this young Falcons team a lot of confidence, especially for guys like Desmond Ridder, especially for guys like Bijan Robinson and the young guys that we have on this roster. I really feel like they're going to feed off of this win, and we're going to begin to start stacking more wins because, being down and being able to come back and being down double digits is huge. And also us being able to put our defense out there on the field with 57 seconds left in the game, us coming out with a 4-and-out stop was huge for this Atlanta Falcons defense. And like I said, they pretty much showed it all in this game that this is a complete Atlanta Falcons team. Now, the things that I think this Falcons team needs to clean up, even though we did win the game, I do believe there were some things that we left out there on the table, some things that we can clean up. For one, the secondary. Our defense, we know that we're very aggressive, but early on in the game, they ran a flea flicker, and I believe it was A.J. Terrell that had the pass interference. Then later on in the game, they threw the ball deep again in man-to-man coverage against Trey Flowers, and he also had a pass interference. So it was a couple times in this game where our defensive backs kind of panicked when the ball was being thrown deep, and I feel like that's something that we're going to have to improve upon as we move forward, because we're going to play against better quarterbacks later on in the season, and we're going to play against better wide receivers. So I feel like in each one of these situations, both cornerbacks, both A.J. Terrell and Trey Flowers were in decent position to be able to just put their hands up or be able to stop the pass. But in this situation, they kind of panicked because we know we play a lot of man-to-man coverage. And because, we were very aggressive in this game, I think the Green Bay Packers early on took advantage of our aggression, and they did a good job of calling deep shots and putting guys in really tough positions. But I really feel like this Falcons team bounced back in the second half. We've seen the adjustments that we made on defense, and they made Jordan Love uncomfortable. Early in the game, I felt like Jordan Love was really comfortable. We weren't putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but I feel like as the game wore on, this was the second week in a row that I think the depth of this Atlanta Falcons team showed, and we kind of wore down the Green Bay Packers in the second half. And that was something that we did in week 1 against the Carolina Panthers. Was our depth started to wear out the opposing team, and I feel like that's going to be a recipe for success for this Atlanta Falcons team, is being able to use our depth to wear down other teams in the trenches. We did a good job again in this game of later on in the game. At first, Green Bay was doing a decent job against us, stopping the run and doing a decent job of getting pressure on Desmond Ridder and doing a decent job of their offensive line protecting Jordan Love. But as the game wore on, we were able to wear down their offensive line and wear down their defensive line. And that was pretty much what cost them the game, to be honest, because they weren't able, once we got our running game going, they couldn't stop us. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on this Atlanta Falcons win. I do think that this was a huge win for our Atlanta Falcons, but we did it on all three phases. Special teams, Younghoe Koo came away with the game-winning field goal. The defense did their job when we were down to get 3-and-out stops to put the offense back on the field. And when the plays were there to be made in the second half, the offense put it together. They found rhythm, and we were able to go down there and score. And then the coaching staff, I think, did a great job of not only making adjustments, but Arthur Smith did a great job late in the game of being aggressive and going for it on fourth down, having huge cojones to go for it on 4th and 1, and not only just go for it, but throw a toss play to Bijan Robinson to pick up that first down, which really was the biggest play in the game for us to be able to come away with that win. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts. Man, I was really excited about this win. Like I stated, I think this Falcons team could be very special. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on the game. As I mentioned, all that matters was we went 2-0. We were able to get the win. But with that being said, as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed, peace.